Keo, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Keo. Do you think that Drew Brees is a racist?
No, I don't think he's a racist, and the reason why is I'm looking where I came from, and and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what racism is because I was never exposed to racism as far as me being Asian. Like I was never exposed to that from a child to as growing up. I didn't know how it felt to be racially profiled. I I didn't get that, man. So like I said, I wouldn't understand what you guys went through, and that's one of the reasons. And I mean I know what racism actually is. I'm what I'm saying is I was just never exposed to it. And when I took a trip to Louisiana for the first time last summer, I was exposed to it, man, and I didn't know it actually exists. And it shocked me and it surprised me how, how the city was so split down in Lafayette, because you had the rich white side, then you have the side where it's populated by African Americans in Lafayette, and I just didn't realize it was like that, especially down in the dirty South. And um and that's something that will always surprise me and shock me. But like I said, man, I don't think Drew Brees is racism, and um and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
That
So
side
I'm
of
gonna go.
town that side of town you was talking about, Keo, is called a north side of Lafayette. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah,
North side of
yeah.
Lafayette, baby.
Okay, so for everybody out there, Blake is my brother. We have the same dad and got nothing but love for him. But I totally and utterly disagree with Blake. 1000%. And when I say I disagree, I do not think Drew Brees is a racist. I do not. Was he insensitive? 1000% insensitive. Was he wrong? Absolutely. Wasn't the time for that. At the end of the day, he made a huge mistake. A huge mistake. When they asked him the question, should he kneel? Would he kneel? Now what's going on? His answer should have been, because I'll tell you this: if he doesn't want to kneel, fine. I'm not even saying he has to kneel, but his answer out of his mouth should have said, "Look, what happened to George Floyd was unfortunate, unnecessary, and terrible." That's what he should have started with, and that's where my issue lies. Why are we not talking about what's going on? I understand the question, and you can feel the way you feel. He's getting a huge backlash from the people that actually don't agree. I mean, don't agree with us as far as him kneeling or standing, whatever. They giving him a backlash. There's a lot of people. President Trump is giving him a backlash for not for apologizing. And you know what? If he is not worried about that, that means to me his apology is sincere. He apologized not once, not twice. His wife even came on and apologized. Drew Brees' history shows that he's a pretty good guy. Not say pretty good, a really good guy. A really good guy. Like I said, Blake, did he make a huge mistake? Absolutely. Now, does the apology stop with, I'm sorry? Of course not. If I do something to someone, one of you guys on this show right now, or I do something to my wife, let me use my wife better yet. I cheat on my wife. You think she's going to forgive me by me saying, I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry, baby? No, action definitely has to follow that. I am 1000%. I think Keo and Du brought it up. Action has to follow. But as a man, you just said, Blake, you said that God wants us to forgive. And you actually taught me this a long time ago. I remember I was 14 years old. For y'all that don't know, me and Blake didn't actually grow up together because we have the same dad. We're going to be real on here. Let's talk about it. So Blake and I kind of met up, not later on in life. And I met him in my teenage years. I want to say around my teenage years, early teenage years. And Blake told me something and it really always stuck in my mind. If God can forgive, who are we not to forgive? So when it comes to Drew Brees' situation, was it foul? Yeah. was it wrong, in my opinion, estimation? Yeah. As far as how he addressed it. If he don't want to nip, by all due respect, I'm not even tripping on that. He has that right as an American to say, I'm going to stand up during the national anthem. And this is why. But my problem was how insensitive he was towards what's going on in America. And he, like you said, Blake, he knows what's going on. And he could have started with that. But to sit here and call him a racist, I don't agree with that. I think that that's a little far-fetched for me. And I'm not sitting here saying that you can't feel the way you feel, but that's how I see things. Now, I want to ask y'all this as far as moving forward, because I believe in you apologize. All I can do is take you for your word, especially somebody that hasn't, been in the limelight for being racist or disrespectful to people and actually caring about people. What can he do? What can he do moving forward to earn your trust back, Blake?
Let me address the racist part just real quick.
Okay.
When I say a racist, we may be looking at it in the sense how we normally look at it, like, oh, that's a racist. They hate this person or that person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying racism is an attitude. It's a mindset. You could be racist towards a certain perspective, or a certain, or you could have a racist stand. So when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that he downright hate black people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he has a racist mentality. He has a racist perspective. After all, the insensitivity that he had towards a black life, that is racist. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying Ku Klux Klan racist. No, I'm not saying white supremacist stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying his perspective. But to get away from that, what I think he could do, I want to see if he real about it. Like I say, because they've been monkeying us for over 400 years. If he real about it, I want to see Drew Brees be on the forefront in speaking on how these men should be convicted. I want to see Drew Brees fight to change some of these laws that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton put into place when they passed that 13th. I want to see him on the forefront. You know why? I don't care nothing about the donations that you've been giving to the city of New Orleans and the nonprofits. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care that you want to Walter Payton Award. You know why? Because they still give niggas welfare and they still shoot them same niggas. They still give niggas welfare and food stamp and they still lock up them niggas injustice. So I don't care about your money that you're giving. I want to see you be willing to lose it all like Kaepernick was. That's what I want to see from Drew Brees. I want to see that. Are you willing to lose it all? Like you was willing to be so insensitive. And it may seem kind of harsh, but like I said, he spoke for a system that's been in place for a long time, that's been killing us.
So your biggest problem is that he didn't bring up the George Floyd situation. Let me get that straight, because as far as him kneeling or standing, you have no issue with him standing or kneeling.
You got a right. Like if you want to kneel, if you want to stand, because you believe what you believe about the flag. I don't have an issue. I never said the pledge ever in my life when I was in school. I wouldn't even stand up, and I got in trouble sometimes. But I never said it because I understood it from a young boy. Never said it. So I don't have a problem if a man want to stand up and say it. My thing is, you have no regard for a human life. And that's what you showed me. You don't have no regard for a human life.
My apologies. I just want to know, I'm just trying to understand. When they asked him the question, because I don't even know the question they asked him, I'm not gonna lie, because actually Jasper and Keo, I think, or Duke and Keo, one of them, I saw the Drew Brees' response, but what was the question asked to him, if y'all can kind of, let me know.
They asked him during these times, knowing that NFL players might possibly bring back the protesting, I think they asked him what he felt about that, and he answered it.
Okay.
And you know what? To carry on from that, I feel like that was a setup question, because from what else I read, they wasn't even supposed to talk about that. I think that was an interview he was supposed to endorse some kind of business or something like that, and that was brought up. I'm not sure if that's correct, but you know, from what I heard, that wasn't even supposed to be part of the interview. But he said what he felt in his heart. He said what he felt was right at the time. Why?
Mhm.
Because he was taught all his life. That's what he was taught. And when you taught that, you're gonna automatically go off of what you already know when something is right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying? If he actually had time to think about what he was saying, he probably would have answered that differently. But that was an on the spot question. And when you on the spot, you gotta say what you really feel. You can't make up nothing on the spot. So that's what came out. You can tell that he was just, you just don't get it. You don't get it. And that's what everybody's reaction was like, do you still not get it? Now, I will tip my hat off to Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers got it and he been got it. And he showed that the first time when Colin Kaepernick did it. So my thing is, did Drew Brees not see that there's other people that look just like him that get it? So at some point, you know what I'm saying, he had to get it, but there was never anything that impacted him that much, that hard, for him to finally be like, you know what? I really need to shut up and really figure it out and see what's going on, because you know it's really that serious to them. And that's probably what it is. And I'm pretty sure there's more people out there that's just like Drew Brees. And some of them might be the same color as us. Because y'all got to think, it's not just white people that think that kneeling is disrespecting the flag. I've heard black people say the same thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
So all of these,
But Duke, I don't think that's our issue. Like, I think that we all in agreement that he can stand. We ain't tripping if he stands.
yeah,
It's the point that
everybody can do what they want.
he didn't address the George Floyd situation initially, and he wasn't sensitive to it.
Yeah, and that's why I felt like it was a setup question, because he brought up during the times that we're going through right now, and we all know what that is. But then he made it about the actual national anthem and the NFL. So
To change the narrative.
exactly. So the guy interviewing him set it up that way so he can just speak only on the national anthem. Because if it was a whole interview about everything, I'm pretty sure Drew Brees would have touched on it. But that's not me making excuses for him. That's just going off of, I just know Drew Brees is a good guy, and I don't think he would purposely say something like that to just be ignorant on purpose. I don't think he would be ignorant on purpose. He said what was really in his heart because he was on the spot. So being that his response to that question was just an uneducated response, now it's time for you to learn. Now it's time for everybody like him to learn. Okay? We gonna be mad. We gonna forgive you. We never gonna forget. That's pretty much everybody's attitude right now. And earlier, Free Boy, I feel you on that about how we always, you know, forgive, and we always, you know, putting our hands up in this and that. Guess what though? And this is a lesson people that's not people that's not us, y'all can learn if y'all didn't already know that. That's just in us as people, period. Black people, period. We love everybody, even though we know everybody don't love us. That's always been in us, and that's why we've been surviving so long with this happening to our people. Why? Because we still know how to get out there and survive in the world, regardless of people that don't look at us as an equal. We still know how to do that. So Drew Brees can actually learn from that, knowing that he hurt so many people and they're still willing to give him another shot. And a lot of other people seeing that should learn from that as well. Y'all should learn. Like, we are the people that you want to be on our side. You want to be with us. Because guess what? We're going to be on your side when you got a problem. That's something that's in us too. We ride with everybody. We ride with everybody. Okay, y'all got an issue. Y'all want us to ride with y'all? Cool. I feel that. Why? Because we about what's real. We about what's right, you know? And I'm not going to say everybody out there, our color, is doing everything right. What I'm saying is what's naturally in us is love. We love everybody. So we could be mad at ourselves. We could be mad at ourselves for always forgiving people, but guess what? That's not going to go away. We're going to always do that. We feel like we shouldn't do it now, but we're going to end up doing it later on anyway. Why? Because Drew Brees is not even our main issue. Drew Brees just said something, and I felt like what Drew Brees did was something that needed to happen because some immediate change came right after it.
Right.
What happened with Drew Brees needed to happen because something else happened right after it. And that was the NFL offering an apology to that community and saying that they should listen to their players more. And they're going to be open to letting the players freely protest. I really feel like if this didn't happen with Drew Brees, that wouldn't have came out that soon. But you know what? This is what we've been waiting for. It's here. We can't really tell if they're real or not. We don't know. But if they are real, if this is what we've been waiting for, we got to pick the ball up and roll. We got to pick the ball up and go with it. You know what I'm saying? If Drew Brees say he's going to be on our side, cool. You know, let Michael Thomas and Kamara and Demario Davis slap him behind his head in the locker room. Come on, man. What you doing, man? Come on, man. You know what it is, man. Come on, man. You know, that's what's gonna have to happen. They're gonna have to keep being that brother to him like he said they are, and keep teaching him. And we have to put our energy that we had towards Drew Brees towards the people that really deserves to feel that energy. You know, and that's kind of what I was explaining to people when I was debating over the weekend. Like, bro, we could put all this energy behind that, but he's not really the enemy. He's somebody that's taught wrong. He's been not taught wrong. He hasn't been taught enough. He hasn't been taught enough. So now that he's willing to learn, it's on to our next problem. It's on to our next issue. We can't keep kicking a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees got what he got. He don't ever, I guarantee y'all, he don't ever want to feel like that ever again. And he's going to do whatever it takes to not feel like that again. We did exactly what we had to do. We stung him. And anybody who thinks that the guys that's giving him an apology is doing that as a publicity stunt or a PR move, just think about this. If that was a publicity stunt to accept his apology, then what do you call them actually calling him out when he did it? So if that was if their apology is a publicity stunt, then what is calling him out? They called him out. They were his teammates and they called him out. Nah, man, that's ignorant. Nah, we don't care if you don't agree. So they called him out. And you know what? When he seen the people close to him call him out like that, it touched him. Then he seen all those people in New Orleans, Drew Brees. You seen how fast things can turn on you just like that by being on the wrong side at the wrong time. And I guarantee you he ain't gonna want to do that again. He not. So guess what? It's on to the next. Roger Goodell, you said y'all gonna be open to listening to the players and open to the protest. Well, cool. We shouldn't have no more issues. Y'all already know what's next. Somebody lost their job behind what you just said you're gonna be open to. So guess what? It's time to give that man back his job. And I want to see Drew Brees push for that. I want to see Drew Brees say, you know what? Now that I learned that this ain't about the flag, we need to do what's right. And we need to give Colin Kaepernick his job back. And I already know once Drew Brees does something like that, it's going to be a trickle-down effect. Everybody else is going to start doing it. But that's what we need. That's what we need. We need stuff like that. We need that to happen. That's why we need Drew Brees on our side. If there was anybody I would want on our side, that's not us. That's a good dude for us to have on our side. I don't hate him. I don't like what he said. I'm not gonna forget it. But that's a good dude. We're gonna teach him, we're gonna get him right. We're gonna get everybody right that's like him. They just gotta listen, like he said. Y'all, if y'all listen to us, we gonna get y'all to understand, whether it's aggressively or if it's intelligently. We gonna get y'all to understand some kind of way. Now that y'all listen, the spotlight is finally on us. We need to make sure that while we have the spotlight as Black people, we need to be smart and really get people to understand us now that they're paying attention. We can't be ignorant. We can't be acting you know what I'm saying? We can't act we got to show them that we smarter than whatever they thought we were. We got to show them that, hey, we really just want to be equal. We really just want free. We want to be free just like y'all. We want equal opportunity just like y'all. We're not asking for anything special. We're not asking to be put on a pedestal. We just want to have it just like y'all. And that's all there is to it. And if we can't get that, then this is what it's going to be. There is no more compromising. There is no more, waiting around and letting things happen on their own. We going after it right now. And we're not going to stop until it happens, because that's enough. That's enough. The George Floyd situation, it shouldn't have took all the way up to that for everybody to finally start seeing that this is a real serious thing, because everybody else who died before him, their lives matter too. Y'all should have got it around that time as well. But the fact that everybody was able to witness him lose his life right there and nobody did anything about it, and it's like, oh wow. Like Keo said, Keo, you never been exposed to anything like that before. So that's why whenever me and you would talk on the phone, you would have questions, and sometimes I'd be like, are you serious, man? You really can't see that? And you'd be like, no, man, I don't understand. So that's what we gotta understand about all these other people giving their opinions like that. They just don't understand. And it's not their fault they don't understand. They ain't learned from us. They gotta learn it from us. A white person can't teach them about Black problems.
But they can teach them love, and they can see that things are wrong.
Love should be in you regardless.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know, Kyo, I know you had wanted to say something, Kyo. I wasn't trying to cut you off because I was gonna let you keep going, but I know Kyo had wanted to say something. What you had wanted to say, Kyo?
I think a lot of people are making this their own narrative, because it's like, I feel like George Floyd has been forgotten, and people are making things their own agenda. And just remember, man, a man that just got his life taken away, and we're not even talking about George Floyd no more, which is really sad. But as far as that goes, besides, RIP George Floyd, with the NFL minorities, needing to hire minorities, when the NFL came out with the news, to Drew Brees apologizing, to Vic Fangio coming out, to the Roger Goodell issuing a statement. All of these things that's happening right now is a good thing that's happening. The reason why I'm saying it's a good thing, because your people are actually realizing that it's an existing issue that's actually happening right now. Before, coming to last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even with the Kaepernick stance, people didn't think those issues existed. People brushed Kaepernick off. Now, with all of these things happening, all these news coming out, even with Jake Fromm also, these things are good that is happening right now, because these type of things, people are starting to realize that these issues do exist right now in the world.
Absolutely. I'll say this: forgiveness is part of love. You know, and I want to make sure that we understand that forgiveness is part of love. With Drew Brees, I guess nobody I think he had would happen. Like I said, with him being insensitive about the situation, I guess the only reason why I can kind of sympathize with him is because I know I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, said a lot of stupid things to my wife, maybe, or to my mom. You know, it's stuff that I didn't even mean. I'm not trying to compare the two, but and I wanted forgiveness, like Keo brought up. You know, with us, I wanted forgiveness, and I think that we should forgive him. That's my opinion. Like I said, I hope that. But the biggest thing is Drew Brees. If you tune into this show, action gotta follow that, man.